What's going on, guys? We are back and we have some new patch notes coming out. This is a big patch. We got tournaments coming out. Let's go over this really quick and let you know what's happening. It is live now, so if you're watching this video, go check out the tournaments. But first off, the headlines. We're gonna actually skip the headlines because then that's no fun to read about it later. So new content, some extra country flags. I'm not gonna even try and pronounce the first one. Actually, let me zoom in a little bit here. Might be a little bit better. You guys can see better. It'll be cut off a little bit with the text. Is that worth it? Yeah, we'll zoom out one. And then it's not really cutting off a lot of text here. Okay. So first one, Brunei, Monaco, Nauru, Tuvalu. You know, I've only heard of one of these countries. So anyway, next up, crates and keys, a new Triumph crate. I do not have one yet, so I can't let you know what's in that crate. But there's going to be plenty of other videos that have that. I guarantee it. Next up, a big one for me, personally, Monster Cat. Rocket League and Monster Cat Volume 2. So some new songs like this one that you're hearing right now. And there's some new flags, some Monster Cat flags from some of these artists coming out, which is pretty cool. But the best part is coming in just a little bit here, but we'll get to that in a second. Tournaments. Players can now create and join tournaments via the main menu. And here's all the options you have. The one thing I'm not a big fan of right now is you can't add a prize. It'd be really cool if I could add a prize of, like, if it's 2v2, you put 2 of the same exact item in or something like that, and players could win it. That would be really neat. But I don't know if that'll ever come because they have cross-platform available. You can do cross-platform to PS4 or cross-platform with Xbox One and Switch. So who knows? Maybe they'll never have that. Maybe it'll have to be rounds where it's just not cross-platform whatsoever. But I think that would be really neat because I would love to have tournaments where it's like, all right, let's play for Titanium White Zombas or something, you know? And then have a tournament for that. But that is not the case yet. So we'll see how many people play it, actually. Tournaments should be fun. But again, if there's no prize, if there's no way to add prizes, I think some people, you know, just won't play in them as often. But for my streams, I'll definitely be doing some tournaments, that's for sure. So, there's the tournaments. You can have a bracket size of 128 teams, minimum of 8. So, team members must be in a party in order to register. You know, pretty simple stuff. I didn't get to play in the tournaments during the beta because I was traveling, I think. So, I'm pretty happy that they're back. And I can play it. Let's see. You can also add a minimum and maximum thresholds. So, if you want to be just like a silver tournament, you can do that, bronze to silver, or just silver to silver. So, that should be interesting. If you want a grand champ only tournament, you could do that as well. So, that should be fun if anyone wants to restrict who can play in them. And you can add mutators and all that stuff. So, watch out for my tournaments, guys. It'll be probably a lot of rumble drop shots and stuff like that. Next up, quality connection. In addition to showing your pin on the scoreboard, you'll now be able to see in-game icons on the HUD. If you're experiencing connection problems, this will help better diagnose if gameplay issues are related to server performance or your connection. So, there's a server health one, there's packet loss, latency variance, and high latency. I just wonder, like, they're going to try and show it to you, but I wonder how much server health will actually come up. Because I think server health is a big deal, and we'll see if they actually are like, you know what, the server's not that great. And, like, it comes up more, or will they, like, if it's close between that and packet loss, will packet loss just show up? Stuff like that. It's hard to tell exactly how this is all going to work. We'll see how it is as we continue throughout playing and throughout the weeks. But we'll see how it goes. Because a lot of times it feels like it is server health, but you never know. You will see an exclamation point symbol next to your ping on the scoreboard if you're having any issues. And then you can see it. Pop-up notification in the main menu after. Okay, so these, if one of these persists, they'll let you know ahead of time in the main menu after exiting the game. Next up, chat bans. Players can now receive a chat ban. They're 6 ban player for sending chat messages in online play. If you're a chat ban, you'll receive a notification, yada yada. Quick chat is still allowed, but chat ban players can only send 1 quick chat message every 5 seconds, and chat bans do not affect private or party chat. But also, now you get to see the best part about all this, about the bans, is now if you report someone and they get banned, they will let you know, I believe. Yeah, like if a player you reported receives a ban of any kind, then you will be notified. So that's really cool. So you actually know that the system is working. And that's always a problem when you're reporting people time and time again, and you just honestly have no idea if it's working. So just that alone will make people report players way more often, so that should be a lot of fun. It would be really cool if you got, so it would be hard to do, but if you banned a certain amount of people, or if you got them banned, you get like a decryptor for it. Now it's weird because you don't want it to be like, oh, just based on the number, because that's kind of weird. of just like, oh, I'm just going to keep trying to ban everyone. It would have to be like success rate versus reports and all that stuff. But if eventually, like, if you were in like a good standing or a good percent of getting people banned, that you would get decryptors randomly for it, would be pretty neat to keep people playing nicely as well, and to reward the people that are reporting the bad behavior. It'd be cool if you could report good behavior, I guess, too, in a certain way, and then get decryptors that way. That'd be a little bit harder, I guess, but yeah, that'd be neat too. Next up, items in the inventory. You can now favorite items in the garage and inventory screens, and you can also stack items, which is nice, so like the crates and the keys and all that stuff. And duplicate items will not stack, which is fine. And duplicate items without trade holds, sure. Each item stack counts towards the maximum items in trade. And then, yeah, a lot of stacking stuff. And then there's a lot of new ways to sort your inventory, which is nice. So that should be really helpful for trying to find some pieces. And now you can also do different painted car bodies. You can equip them to blue and orange teams, which should be a lot of fun. I believe you still have to have the same exact car, but you can do it to blue and orange teams. I could be wrong with that. Let me know. But I'm pretty sure that's what they've said in the past. I haven't tested it yet. User interface. Some new stuff here. New interface tab has been added to the options. Text chat can now be set to team quick chat only, which is nice. And then client send rate. Limit how many packs your client sends per frame. May help on weak Wi-Fi connections. Okay, so you can try and like help out your own lag a little bit. Which is interesting, but I'm not sure exactly what those numbers mean. I'm not very good with that. And limit total bandwidth used by the game client. So if you are having weak connection and you need to try and keep it consistent, at least you could do those. But generally, you want to have it on as much as possible, always. All right, camera presets are now available, which is pretty nice in case you want different ones, or if you just want to save yours, and then if you ever get restored back to default, hopefully they would keep that camera preset and you could easily go to it. But that'll actually be good for like when we're going to lands and stuff, when people have to change their camera settings around. Hopefully there's presets available where they can just do it. Should be nice. Control vibration now has multiple levels. That's fancy. Interface, nameplate scale. Adjust the size of player nameplates in the world. That's pretty neat. Sometimes, like, I want them from far away, but sometimes they are very big and it blocks some cars. So that's interesting if you want to make them bigger or smaller. And then nameplate mode combines the old high contrast nameplates and always show nameplates option. Default is the former high contrast nameplates setting. So now all nameplates are in the high contrast setting. So if you haven't seen this before, you will notice it now. There's a little white border around the nameplates. And now you can either have them on always or do the same when they get closer. You will have it on the nameplates. Alright, match notifications. All show all HUD stat notifications and match time updates. Time only hide stats, but show the 1 minute remaining countdown. Kickoffs only show 3, 2, 1 go, and don't show 1 minute remaining and similar messages. So finally we can get rid of the 30 seconds, the 10, 9, 8 and all that stuff, and the 1 minute remaining notifications that pop up in the middle of the screen. I still want them to allow you to have notifications, but put them into a corner. That's like the next thing I want is match notifications. Like, I actually like the sounds of the notifications, and sometimes they actually give you tips on like, oh, was that a shot? And then when you hear, oh, you got credited for a shot, you know it's at least really close to on net, and so that could help just a little bit. But I wish that I could just push them into the top right corner, or I guess I'm trying to think. Top left corner doesn't. No, top left has chat. Top right has the notifications of like on the screen, but I want them up there as well, where I could still hear the sound and hear it pop or something. Maybe just below the other notifications of shots and all that stuff. That'd be neat. But that's what I want, and it's not here yet, so we'll see. Maybe Silence will do that eventually. Next up, map rotation, Aquadome and Starbase added back to competitive playlists. I know people don't really like Starbase because it looks the same as the ball. I never really understood that at all, really. But Aquadome also, honestly, probably one of their uglier maps in my opinion. But it's coming back. I don't mind. They're all the same. It doesn't really matter. Next up, expanded the palette of blue and orange team color choices. There's tons more colors now to choose from, which is always nice. You can specifically match your color to some of these items that are just slightly off. So that'll help a lot. And then you can now select the full color palette in private and exhibition games. And now made adjustments to director cam to make it more reliable in key situations. So Sonics has been hyping up this director cam just a little bit towards us, at least, at the RLCS. So I'm hoping this director cam is really, really cool. So we'll see. They made lots of adjustments to it. And then auto camera has been added back into spectator. Like, it was always there. I think it was just hard to find sometimes now. But it's back. Or maybe it wasn't. I'm pretty sure it was always there. But it was just a little bit. Like, it wasn't on the number pad, I think. So that should be good. Hopefully director camera is awesome. That's what I always want. And now in-game music. This is the other part of the Monster Cat music that should be really cool. You can have it on all the time now. During matches or during training only or off, which is weird. Well, I guess matches only is fine because you would want it on always on. But I'm excited because I always play music in the background anyway, and I usually go to Monster Cat for it, so I'll just leave it on through Rocket League now. So that helps a lot. Spotify integration. So this one's weird. You can now select a song from the playlist menu and then click listen on Spotify and it'll bring you to the track on Spotify. Not really sure why that's needed, but okay. It's not like you can listen to anything from Spotify into Rocket League, so that seems like a weird like addition that doesn't really matter that much, but maybe Monster Cat wanted that or something. I don't know. Who knows? Now, this one's actually pretty neat. I haven't heard it yet because I haven't played, but enhanced crowd audio. The in-game crowd will now predict shots and saves. Same logic as the director cam. So it'll actually begin to get hyped for something before it happens, which should add a lot, I think, to just the atmosphere like around the game. Like, instead of just wows or after you hit like an aerial hit, now it'll actually be hyping up when a shot's about to come up. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. I wonder if they're going to keep playing with that to make it even better. And then the Switch video capture is now added, and now Switch players can choose either performance or quality if they want. So if the performance mode is 60 frames per second, quality mode is 30 frames per second. You should always be on performance mode because you want 60 frames per second. But if you want quality, go down to 30 frames per second and get the better resolutions. Quality mode also adds a lot of other stuff. Lens flare, light shafts, yada yada. Bug fixes. Black mark and very rare decals no longer cover painted portions, yada yada. Trim and octane no longer changes color when Superman decal is equipped. That is sad. I actually like that because I don't have a titanium white octane. So, due to that. Primary colors are now consistent on all car bodies. It's always nice. Supersonic trails no longer flicker. Equipped banners are no longer equipped as phantom item, yada yada. Boost will now regenerate while waiting for additional players to join in a drop shot match, which is nice if you're waiting around. Players can now see the vote to forfeit option in the menu if they've already initiated a forfeit vote. And that's pretty much it. There's some translation errors, so they fix those. The Xbox One certifiable achievement is fixed, and that's pretty much it. That's all we got. We got some crashes fixed for Mac and Steam OS. But that'll do it for this patch. Pretty decent patch. We got the new tournaments one, which should be a lot of fun. I'll be doing that on stream a decent amount. But there's a new crate as well, but go check out some other videos for that. I don't have one yet. Sorry. But that'll do it for this update. I'm pretty excited about the Monster Cat stuff. That should be fun. Just having it in-game. And, of course, tournaments. But we'll see you on the next patch, whenever that may be. And, you know, for all the other videos and stuff, keep a lookout on the channel. See you later. Goodbye.